Now we have the Municipal Commissioner of Ahmedabad joining us, Mr. Vijay Nehra. Mr. Nehra, thank you very much for joining us, sir. You're facing a very tough task right now with the doubling rate much higher than the national average in Ahmedabad, and also the death rate much higher than the national average. Why do you think this is happening?
Yeah, I feel that the first battle against COVID in India will be fought in the mega cities of Mumbai, Delhi, Ahmedabad and some other big cities because of the dense populations, and especially considering the fact that a city like Ahmedabad, for example, we are a 600-year-old city. The world city area has very, very dense population, and there's a large concentration of minority population over there, with which we have been working very hard in a very, very sensitive, empathetic manner to gain their trust and to ensure that they are coming to the health facilities, they're letting us do the surveillance, do the testing, etc. And we have been succeeding in a large manner in that. I also believe that the battle against COVID can be won only with one strategy, and that strategy involves intensive surveillance, aggressive testing, and trying to proactively find as many cases as possible and finding those cases as early as possible. Ahmedabad today, you'll be pleasantly surprised to note that we have done more than 3,800 tests per million. That's at par with the best global standards and much higher than most other Indian cities. We have also launched a very serious surveillance effort. Because of that, we have been able to proactively identify positive cases out of dense populations, slums, chawls, etc. within the walled city area.
And I think that's a valid point, that with more testing, the ratio of cases is higher. But the worry, I think, sir, is why is the death rate high?
Yeah, I'll explain. So in the month of March, our first challenge was the people coming from abroad. I had 6,000 people coming from abroad in the city of Ahmedabad, and we could be fully successful in containing any infection spread out of those cases. Towards the end of March, we had several cases coming from Delhi who had visited the Nizamuddin place. And the people, they were not largely cooperative at that point, and there was a serious issue of late presentation of cases with serious complications. We have been largely able to address that issue because we decided to address it as a public health issue. I personally reached out to the leaders of the minority community, the political leaders, the religious leaders, the social leaders, and now we have been able to establish an excellent connect with them. We are able to get those cases much earlier. Because of this, now our death rate is going to go down, and our doubling rate, which around 15th April, we were looking at cases doubling in 3 to 4 days. In a very short period of time, I have already in my city come down to a doubling rate of 8 days, which is a great news. I am looking to further reduce it to 11 or 12 days by 3rd May when the lockdown ends.
So that's positive signs. You're saying you've actually reversed it from that to 3 to 4 days to 8 days, the national average 10 days. And we wish you success in your mission, sir, to get it back down in the lockdown, sir. But May 3rd, now the date where there's likely to be some relaxation. What do you think is the way forward for Ahmedabad after May the 3rd? Do you think there should be some opening here, or do you want to keep it locked down as much as possible?
See, much of the situation, it will depend on where we are on 2nd May. And we are going to analyze every single zone of mine, every single ward of mine, every single cluster of mine, and do a micro-analysis of what's happening. But more importantly, at some point of time in May, we'll have to learn to live with the virus and do a major habit change. So in Ahmedabad, we have initiated a series of steps. For example, within 24 hours, we took a decision of making masks compulsory in public places, and in a city of 8 million, 80 lakh population, this decision could successfully be conveyed to every person and was implemented successfully. So you will not find anybody without masks in my city now.
I think that's an important point, sir. Really, the constant surveillance and getting the message across to everybody, and the decision on 2nd May on what really should actually be done. Really, to the last minute, don't relax anything till we know the data.